What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today I have a game and a story for you. Now, the hero of this story is Che Guevara. If you don't know Che Guevara, just go away. Now, Che Guevara actually was a big chess fan, and he himself was a decent chess player. Of course, not as strong as I am, but he was a good player actually, or a decent one. And yeah, he liked to play chess. He played some games in Brazil, I think, like some tournament or something like that. And he played some strong players in simultaneous exhibitions. And one of these players that he played was actually Victor Korchnoi. Now, Victor Korchnoi was an insanely strong player. He was almost on a world champion level. And before that game, so uh, Cuba and the Russians, they were friends at that time. I don't want to get into politics, but you get it. So yeah, Korchnoi went to Havana with his Russian dudes, and yeah, one of the dudes told him, uh, "Yo, you're gonna be playing Che Guevara today," and he's a rather weak player compared to Victor Korchnoi, of course, but he loves chess passionately. He would be happy if he were able to gain a draw against you. Korchnoi said nothing, but he understandingly nodded his head. So he was like, "Yeah, I get it, man." Then after the game, the Russian dude asked Victor Korchnoi, "Well, like, what happened?" Korchnoi was like, "Oh, I crushed them all without exception." And Che Guevara, I also crushed Che Guevara. He hasn't a clue about the Catalan opening. Oh my god, he destroyed the guy. So yeah, Korchnoi had no mercy on him. Of course, nobody stands a chance against Korchnoi unless you're Bobby Fischer or Kasparov or Karpov. But nonetheless, the game I have for you today is well played by Che Guevara, but not the game against Korchnoi. I could not find that game actually. This game was played in Brazil against some yeah, strong player or like decent player. Now the game I don't know if it's actually for Guevara or not. I'm not 100% sure, but I found it on 365. I think it's called Chess, which is like a database online. But let's check out the game. It's actually a good game, and at the end there is a very nice tactic. It's a two move tactic, so it's not a long one, but it's a bit hard to spot. So we have someone with the white pieces. His name is Pinheiro or something. I don't know. Playing against Guevara with the black pieces. We have e4 by white, c5 by Guevara. He likes the Sicilian. Knight f3, d6, d4, c takes, knight takes, and now knight f6, knight c3, and a6. What is this called? The Najdorf, of course. Oh, by the way, Guevara played Miguel Najdorf himself several times, or maybe once, I don't know. But Najdorf was a gentleman and he let him get a draw. But yeah. Okay, so a6 and bishop e2. That's yeah, there are hundreds of moves here for white. There are so many moves. There's g4, not immediately, but there's f3 here. There's bishop e2 with g4. There's actually h3, I think, with g4. There's h4 here. You can go back with your knight. You can play bishop here. No, sorry, bishop here, bishop here. You have literally extremely many moves. I think queen here is also a move, with it like coming to f3 and stuff like this. So I have many moves here as white. White chose bishop e2, which is the yeah, this is a very calm move. You want to castle king side and play f4. This is actually something Karpov used to play a lot. He castles king side, he moves his king, and he plays f4. So we have e5 by Guevara. He's following the book so far. The knight goes to b3, and now bishop e6. So black played e5, weakened the d5 square, but he put the bishop here to protect the d5 square. This is the best move. We have bishop g5 here. I think, yeah, I think you can also castle it, bishop g5. So it's a fight about the d5 square. Black has the knight, so the knight and the bishop fighting for d5, while white also has two pieces, a knight and a queen. With bishop here g5, white fights for the d5 square indirectly. How? First of all, the knight is pinned, so knight here you cannot take with the knight. This is one thing. Another thing, bishop takes is also always an option. So let's say something, bishop takes, and now you have this square for yourself. So this is a way to fight indirectly for the d5 square. So we have bishop e7. That's yeah, a good move. It's yeah, I think it's like one of the best moves. You have to play bishop e7 or knight here. You cannot play something like here, h6, because after bishop takes, you take with the pawn. Now your pawn structure is very bad, and after castles and f4, you're facing some issues here. And if you take with the queen, you lose your d6 pawn. So no, sorry, you don't lose the pawn. Yeah, queen f6. No, sorry, okay, not here, not in this position. But you lost the fight for the d5 square now, basically. I think, yeah, the knight can go here and here. Maybe knight a5 could be an idea. Yeah, I think all these moves are possible. Or queen here and rook here. So you lost the defender here. So you want possibly to capture with the bishop or with the knight. So bishop here, queen c7. Not the best move. It's not a bad move, but I don't think it's the theoretical move here. So I think knight b7 is played here to be able to capture back, or to go to c5 possibly, or castles. So castles is also possible, and it's very logical also. I think I would blindly play castles here, especially after white castled. But we have queen c7, a decent move, and now bishop takes. Bishop takes is playable, so it's the idea of bishop g5. I think f4 is also a move here, so you play f4 and you try to attack on the king side, open the f file. Anyway, bishop takes, and now white played queen d2, which is not a good move. So, okay, let's go back. Now again, white has two defenders here. White can jump here, but there's a problem. After something like knight takes, pawn takes, let's say the bishop goes back or to f5. Now, okay, bishop f5 is a bit better. The d6 pawn is not weak anymore because there is a pawn here in the way. So when you jump here to d5 as white, after black takes, you want to be able to capture with a piece to keep the d file open. So here after bishop takes, now it was important for white to play knight d5, and white has a slight edge here. You have to take. You cannot go back, because that's what I meant before by the takes here. And you cannot take with the queen because you lose the pawn, and if you take here, you have f4. So you have to take here. Now you don't play pawn takes. Pawn takes is a blunder. I move my bishop f5. I castle. Maybe e5, e4 is possible. This bishop on the diagonal becomes strong. You take here with the queen, and you have an advantage. Okay, you're not winning, but you have an advantage. You bring this rook, this bishop could come here, and you really blockade this pawn. And you have only this knight that can fight for the d5 square. This bishop is very dumb here. So knight here was important, but we have castle, bishop takes, queen d2. Now knight bd7 here. Now this move is not as strong, and now the rook from a goes to d1 to pressure the pawn. Now bishop e7 defending. Again, knight d5. It should be played here. This bishop is too good, and if you can take it, why not? We have a4 to stop b5, but now knight f6, and you're never dreaming again of knight d5. Now again, remember knight d5. I can take with the bishop or with the knight, but let's say something like this. I go back to d7, I castle, I have f5, I have the bishop there, and you don't have the pressure. So king goes to h1 to play f4, castles, and now it's a bit weird. Knight c1, it's a decent move. Maybe you can go to d3. The knight is bad here. Maybe white was afraid of bishop takes, but it's not a big threat actually. You don't want to capture here as black, sorry. So let's say, okay, you double the pawns, but let's say you try to attack them. It's very easy to defend, so you don't want to take here as black, but white just moved back. Maybe You move the bishop and you come here and here. I don't know. And now Guevara brings his rook. As black here, if you achieve d5, you're at least equal here. If you achieve d5, okay, black has an advantage in this position. White misplayed this, but you have to achieve d5. You achieve d5, your position just explodes, and you really have. Oh, sorry. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So where were we here? Yeah, as I said, you want to play d5 here. So after white went back, f4, d5 here is possible, and it's the best move. So d5, let's say pawn takes, you take here. Taking is not good because let's say you move here. I can just take on c2. This pawn is defended. So d5 was the best move here, and if you take, then I take, and yeah, the position just explodes, and black is better, basically. Guevara played rook a8, not a bad move. Black still maintains a good position. f5, and now, okay, where do you go with the bishop? Now, bishop d7 is a decent move. It's actually a good move. You go to d7. You have two options, actually. You have bishop d7 and bishop c5, bishop c4. Both are good moves, but bishop d7, you go bishop c3. Okay, it's a bit slower, but you keep your bishop that fights for this powerful diagonal later. Bishop c4 is also a good move. Now, white played queen e3 here. I don't get this move. It's a bit weird. Maybe he wants to go out of the file. But with bishop c4 here, as black, you play an active move, a fast move, and now if takes, you develop your queen, and you still, if he takes. Okay, now the queen has guard on d5. So bishop c4 was played, which is actually a very good move, I think. Yeah, both moves are very good. So bishop c4, queen here to move out of the file, and now rook d7. Not the greatest. Again, you can play d5 here as black, you play it. So your main goal is d5 as black in the knight. You have to play it if you can, but Che Guevara waits. So rook d7, and now after g4, which is not a bad move at all, not a good move at all, sorry. If d5 was impossible to achieve, let's say you have a pawn on c4 here that stops d5 completely, then you can attack on the king side, but you don't attack on the flank as long as the center can open. You attack on the flank if the center is static or closed. Now d5, a powerful move by Guevara. Now bishop takes, and we have an important move here. Queen takes, not pawn takes. Pawn takes, you cannot, okay, you have an open file, but the center is static. What does that mean? It means you cannot attack anymore. You cannot open up the center anymore. You can't take, you cannot push. Now there's no pawn break anymore in the center. So you play queen takes. This is a threat. So knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes, and here comes a big blunder by white, g5. Now this is the tactic I talked about. It's black to move and win. It's just two moves. White resigned after the this small combination, but it's a bit hard to see. Try to find it. Now the winning move here for black is rook takes, and here a powerful move. Okay, you have many winning moves. You have like 10 winning moves here in this position. You can even afford to take here, I think, and you're still better here as black. You can take here and you have a good advantage. But there's an insanely powerful move here. Che Guevara played queen c6. Wait, queen c6. Okay, this is a check. Okay, well, what does he intend? First of all, you cannot block. The queen cannot block, and the pieces cannot block. So you have to move the king. This is the only move. Dun, 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 dun. Game over. What can you play? The queen is gone. If you play this, I take the rook. There's nothing. So after queen c6 here, white resigned, and yeah, like a great game by Guevara. Like he showed that he has great understanding for the Najdorf and for positional chess. I mean, he fought for the d5 square, and then when he had the chance, okay, he delayed it a bit, but he eventually played d5, and then he showed us how good he is at tactics also, like queen c6. This is a hard move to see, because it's very logical just to take the pawn, attack the rook, and it's winning as well. It's like -7 on the engine, but queen c6 check just ends the game on the spot. Yeah, what a game. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, and everything. And write me something in the comments, guys. See you soon, and bye.